All right, everybody, what's good? PR Corey is back again. It ain't been too long, so I ain't gonna say it's been a little while, but anyway, you can see by the title, I got a new discovery. I'm just filling y'all in, like y'all know. This is the 45-degree discovery channel. So the fact everything is based around discovery. So I'm coming at y'all with a new discovery that I have slash confirmation, man. Now I know that Angkor Wat has been briefly brought up recently. So I got a little video that I'm going to show that I just had to send to my drive. Hopefully, I gave a little bit of a, you know, preliminary time for it to go ahead and process and everything. But hopefully, that's sent through and processed, and I can just play it. And my purpose behind showing this is to show that I'm not copying anybody by talking about or mentioning Angkor Wat. I actually been talking about this within the recent week on Instagram, posting about Angkor Wat because I've been looking a lot more into it because it's actually, like I say, dealing with my discovery. How long this video will be, I really don't know. I'm really just explaining some stuff that's been on my mind, really re-going over, not regurgitating anything that I really said, but just highlighting it. Because some stuff you say and some stuff you show, people don't realize the impact, especially with something so profound. They don't realize the impact that it has. You know, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this ready. All right, here's the video right here. But I wanted to share with y'all real quick that Angkor Wat, the temple Angkor Wat, think about how it has four corners. And yeah, I just wanted to share that y'all can do the rest of the thinking yourself. Think about how it has four corners. All of these corners are the same exact fractal code. You can't do that with the net. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? As I'm working on this, I just had a thought come across my mind. I tried to pause it. That's what I'm trying to do is pause it. On this, I just had a thought. So there you can see right there it says 5 days ago. So I was just showing, and I made this small little video because I was showing that I actually mentioned Angkor Wat 5 days ago on my Instagram. You can see right there I put just proving I've been talking about it recently and I'm not copying anybody. Because you have to do that in a way, because people would think that you just be listening just to get something, branch out. But really people be really listening and looking, act like they ain't looking at your certain stuff, and they really be looking into your stuff. Some people be on Instagram and act like they ain't on Instagram. That's how police do things. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I was gonna show this real quick as far as Angkor Wat because I've been looking at the architecture of Angkor Wat and I look at it from a much different level than other people is looking at. Whether that's higher, whether that's lower, you decide. That's all other people. But what I will tell you is when you look at Angkor Wat's architecture, you can see these different levels that are going on with it. Now, I pay attention not only to the architecture, but the terminology that they use. They, of course, call Buddha Buddha. But if you pay attention to the spelling of Buddha, it of course has B-U-D in it, which is what we call weed. We call it budding. It goes through a budding phase. So when we even think about how these temples was built and everything, I'm not gonna lie, I've been thinking of a way for them to be grown, temples to actually be grown through cymatics, um, some foreign type of technology slash knowledge that we just not privy to. So when people saying they carved and stuff like that, I'm thinking outside of the realm of even just, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, some of it you can tell is hand carved. You can tell. I'm not gonna say that no type of hand carving had to do anything with it, but through somatics and stuff like that, you can mold things through sound waves, manipulating sound. But anyway, when I see the pine cone, that's a real pine cone that you see right there that they comparing and showing it to. But if you thought of the structure of a weed bud, if you pay attention to the calyxes or calyx, however you want to pronounce it, that's what we smoke. That's the flower from the bud. That's actually what the seeds usually grow inside of. Um, so that's the flower that people grind up. You don't want to smoke the seeds. You don't want to smoke the sticks slash stems. You usually smoke the calyxes if you want a good, a high that doesn't have a lot of coughing and harsh, inhale. It's not harsh upon inhale. That's the part that people smoke. It's basically the flower part, the female sex organ of marijuana, because you have female marijuana plants and you have male marijuana plants. If you pay attention to this whole structure, you can see that it looks very much like these temples that you have. Now, this is just the center of Angkor Wat. This is the center, okay? There's another rectangle that's on the outside. The center is square, and that's basically what I'm going to be showing today. The center is square, but there's a rectangle that had more of these that were on the outside, but due to whatever reason, likely earthquakes or whatever may have happened, they end up being knocked down. Whenever you grow weed, the center point is the main stalk, and this is the highest point of Angkor Wat. Okay, excuse me. Whenever you grow weed, the center stalk usually grows the highest. This over here is what you cannot see. There is no center stalk because it's went through the topping process. Whenever you top a marijuana plant, that's where you end up having more than one. And I went over this in the past. In order to get a higher yield as far as growing marijuana, what is a yield? A yield is basically your harvest. That's the grams. That's how much you get in the end. The dry weight in the end. That's your yield. In order to get a higher yield, one process that people can do, it's other processes as well. You got low stress training and you got high stress training. Topping just falls under the category of high stress training. It's something that puts a high amount of stress on the weed plant, but it trains the plant in order to grow more yield. Because when you clip the top of a weed plant, that's why they call it topping. When you clip the top of a weed plant where its new growth is at, it causes the double amount to grow out. It causes two stems to grow out instead of one stem. But what you can see right here is the one stem. All of these architectures, yes, were based off of cosmologies. I'm not the first person that you're hearing that from. But what I will tell you is this right here, as far as the marijuana, that's just me based off of my own work. And it's not just from this perspective and what I'm showing with the weed. You got to think about stuff like my mother herb diagram. I look at everything around us, and when we talk about everything that grows, the sun and moon has something to do with it. Even our bodies. We were smaller at one point, but we all grew to be the size that we is. It's the same thing for plants. Plants, not only plants, but the fruit that grow on these plants and on these trees. They grow from a smaller and grow out bigger. So we witness growth within our reality. And how does this growth happen? This growth happens due to cells splitting, the 124875, the underlying code that you cannot escape as far as creation. That's why numbers is so important, especially even mathematics, because when you get to talking about the truth, the numbers slash the mathematics is always going to be at the core of it. And that's just fact based. So when I look at this, I ain't just on no third eye stuff. I see this, I see that. I'm just going off of the facts and what I'm seeing. Why was their eyes closed like that? You know, why do they look high? I mean, of course they have Chinese orientation, but you can clearly see that their eyes are closed. They look very pleasant, just like somebody would look when they smoke weed. They was meditating. When you smoke weed, it actually puts you in a meditative, and you have to also think about where did said marijuana smoking started. They say it started in China. You can do your research on it. Smoking marijuana was said to have started factually in China. Okay. So that's in the same exact region. We're talking about Cambodia right here. So this is all in the same region where marijuana was said to have started being smoked as a culture. Okay. We got weed right here on the right, and we got this right here that people perceive as a what you call pine cone. Well, people have to realize a pine cone and a weed bud have the exact same anatomy. They are shaped exactly the same. Now, the thing about the pine cone is, of course, they're more finely structured. I don't see, as an artist, when we talk about, creating something, it'll be less pleasant, less beautiful to the eye. And then especially when you think about how weed evolves, the plant, I'm pretty sure it doesn't look exactly like it did back in the day. When you think about the circumstances and stuff, I'm pretty sure the plant does not look exactly like it does or did back in the day. Just like humans, our anatomy, our structure is not like it used to be, like the ancients used to be. Okay, a lot of our feet is long, shorter, long. It's a lot of stuff that changes over time, skull structures and everything. So what I'm getting at is when you think about if an artist were to create a weed bud and you wanted it to look pleasant to the eye and not just look crazy and wild, have all of the hair sticking out and stuff, what would you get? You would basically get this. It's basically a perfectly shaved weed bud. But they, of course, they had this high type of look to them as far as the Buddhas and everything. They had this high meditative type of thing going on. And that's something that we take out as Black people. We smoke weed and we get to want to debate and do all of that type of stuff. But really, we rarely smoke weed and just start to really think and just calm down. People rarely do that, just smoke weed and literally sit down. A lot can come from that. And that's where a lot of my greatest thoughts have come from. When you smoke weed and not be lazy, because I'm the type of person, I don't like to smoke any type of weed. If it make me lazy, if it make me not want to do anything, I don't like indicas. I stay away from them. I'm not a lazy person. I don't, it makes me very uncomfortable to ever think about the clock is going by and I'm not doing something with my life. That's one of the most uncomfortable feelings ever, is to hear or see the clock going by, see hours going by, and you're not doing nothing worthy with your time. That's a horrible feeling, man. That's why I'm always trying to do something, dedicate my time to something righteous, to something that I know is going to be better for tomorrow or contribute to making the world better. If I was working the job, I wouldn't be doing that. To be honest, that'd be making somebody else's life better. The only thing I'd be getting out of it is some quick money. That's the only thing I'd be getting out of it. God, good. Okay. But me doing what I'm doing as far as my project, nobody else in the world has ever did this before. Nobody can show me where anybody's done it before. It's introducing new perspectives to science that nobody's ever even considered and everybody's looked over as far as numerology, frequency. It ties into every aspect of cosmology. All I got to do is drop one symbol and people know what I'm talking about at this point. All I got to do is drop one symbol and it ties into everything that people be talking about as far as cosmology, any type of truth, all of that. It's all there in one emoji. So at the end of the day, what I'm doing, that's what I care about dedicating my life to. And I'm not wasting my time anytime that when I'm done, I know that I'm going to feel very, very proud of the time that I dedicated into this because it was something that was never known and it's answering questions. I will let y'all know briefly, man. I might be making some appearances on TV. See, it's one thing when people start to brag about themselves and everything like that, they do it in order to make themselves look better than another person. That's the sad thing about it. When you hear somebody bragging and talking about their accomplishments, that's almost like not only is it bitter, but it's like desperate. I read desperateness from that and humility. I mean, it's just, it's just like whenever somebody got to talk about their accomplishments in order to feel like they're above or show that they're above somebody, or expect some, it's something serious going on there. But I ain't gonna say too much about what I have on the way. But some big appearances, man. I told y'all it was gonna pay off. Now, some big appearances. Now I gotta say ES because I ain't now the ES I can't confirm yet. But a big appearance is set to happen. Okay. There's a lot of talk about this NASCAR Sunstar that's been going on, and that's not for no reason. Okay. I couldn't do certain stuff due to a copyright issue. But what I will tell you is I got great stuff coming. Um, all of my work is good. I told y'all it wasn't for nothing. Everything that they're saying about this NASCAR Estrella Sunstar is exactly what I have done and drawn out. I'm already ahead of the wave. They've been saying it's a mathematical code, and they've been talking about the aliens and stuff like. I know a lot of y'all don't believe in aliens and stuff like that. Okay, I comprehend that. Okay, but what I will say on my end about it is whether you're a flat earther, whether you're a globe earther, one thing I can tell you is even if the earth is flat, guess what? No matter what, the sky got to be infinite. Because if the ground is infinite, then that means the ceiling that the ground is there, the ceiling, it has to be infinite. The sky, if the ground is infinite, the sky has to be infinite. Okay. If below is infinite, so above has to be infinite if it's on the ground. Now, either way it go, what I'm going to tell you is if those are luminaries in the sky, which I got my reasoning behind not just looking at them like lights. You got to look at the planet Saturn. Does that look like a light? Does that look like a luminary that's lighting something up? Really? The planet Saturn in itself, it has a structure to it. It has geometry to it. That's one of the things that helps one realize something about the stars. So a lot of these speculative, the stuff that I hear about, even you literally got flat earthers who think that Saturn is evil. When has Saturn the planet ever come down and told people, hey y'all, I'm evil, I got some evil intentions, I'm gonna tell you this and tell you that? And then a man on earth wrote down everything about Saturn and then started teaching it. All of the numbers y'all associate with Saturn, y'all repeat it because of what man has said. The story that y'all have about a luminary that's in the sky that's been up there just like the sun has been there since records of time beginning, dude, it's been up there and it ain't never said nothing evil to nobody. So any evil depiction, you got to realize that's all coming from man. That's why I'm telling y'all, I don't get caught up in the imagery that man creates. I stick to truth. And my drawings that I'm coming to is not just a drawing. It's literally people been using a grid, using squares for all of their life. And that's why I tell y'all it's even more amazing for me to have figured it out. Because people been using the grid for all of their life. You can't escape it. The grid is the first, it's one of the first shapes that can create the fractal. The triangle, of course, is one. And that's why I have to pause right there. But the triangle is within the square. Okay. The isosceles, and that's the whole 45, 45, 90 triangle that I'm talking about or using the most. But anyway, when it comes to aliens, because I got slightly off track there, what I was saying was, man, look, if the land is infinite and if we living on this land, if y'all claim is infinite or think that it is, hypothesize that it is, what really is really a jerk type of attitude to view yourself as, man, we the only people on this earth. What do they, okay, and if you got that knocked out, what do we call people who come from foreign lands that are already within this known terror? We call them illegal aliens whenever they cross a land, okay? We call them illegal aliens. They don't call it that for no reason, okay? So at the end of the day, alien is nothing but, or could be nothing that if you saw this happen, something that comes from a land that we don't know about, extraterrestrial, extra land, extraterrestrial, all of the land, all of the terminology right there in y'all face. So y'all can say y'all don't believe in aliens, don't believe in this, don't believe in that. It could be some form of a higher civilization that's way ahead of us as far as gnosis, as far as knowledge, power, all of that type of stuff. And that is alien technology. It's foreign from us, okay? Now, with the green man depictions and stuff like that that y'all associated when y'all hear the name alien and stuff like that, it's just so much, man. You can't say certain stuff without people just looking at it all. He believe in this, he can't be woke. He believe it, he's saying that, he can't be woke. Jesus this, he can't be woke. Man, I just see through a whole bunch of nonsense. To be real, I see through a whole bunch of nonsense, and people just be on here, really, it'd be facts, it'd be shown with stuff. And when it's facts, I'll agree with it. I'll let people know it's real. But if it ain't, of course, I'm gonna let it be known. But when it comes to this Nazca documentary, they've been talking a lot about aliens. I'm telling y'all right now, that's why I've been saying what I'm saying about my work. For me to have drawn, for them people to drawn that stuff out, I've been thinking about the Nazca lines. For those people that have drawn that out, it's always been on the back of my mind. How did they know to draw this out on this desert and put all of this time? I'm not saying that aliens did it, okay? I'm not saying that. I know the natives, ancient Native Americans, definitely had their hands in that. But some of that stuff, it is questionable on whether they saw something higher power doing something in that area with them being in proximity to it. And they came to it to see what was there. And then they started trying to communicate. That's where I'm at as far as the whole line behind why they would create those there in the first place. But these ancient natives, they created these lines and everything. And upon me looking at these lines, I was thinking to myself, how did they know to have created that in that? How did they know to create that in that place, and that it wouldn't be some type of dust storm? It would never be blown away. It would never get covered up. How did they know that it would stay like that? They had to, for you to put that much work and time into something, they had to have known, okay, this ain't gonna get bothered. This stays. They had to have at least watched, excuse me, watched the area. For thousands of, hundreds of years. They had to at least known about that area for hundreds of years to know that, okay, there's nothing going to mess anything up over here. Think about like the Sahara Desert, where all of the sand is at in Africa. A lot of sand is out there. A lot of wind goes on out there too. What I'm getting at is they had to, and I actually showed in the past where there's something called a weather radar, and I showed that weather radar that I was showing looks a lot like the Chicana, or the symbol that I was showing at that time, the symbol that's on the ground, the Nazca star. I told y'all also in that video that when I look at things, we have weather down here. All that astronomy is, that's why they say that astronomy affects you, or the stars and everything affects you. Because all that it is, you have micro weather, which is the weather that we experience, the rain that's close to us, the storms, hurricanes, tornadoes. That's micro weather. Okay, that's the weather that's right here on it. That's right here where we at. The small weather that affects our circle. But the macro weather is the weathers of the sky, the stuff that happens way up there that we can't touch. That's weather as well. And weather affects your mood. It affects your personality. When it starts to rain and stuff, a lot of people get sleepy. Some people get sad. Some people get angry. You know, it's weather clearly affects mood. Um, when it comes down to, I just looked at those Nazca lines and I said, man, they had to really scan the area, paid attention to the area for a very long time to know and realize uh this ain't gonna get messed up. And beyond that, if they didn't just watch the area for a long time, for them to feel so confident in doing that, it's either one of the two. They watched it for a long time or they time traveled into the future. Literally traveled into the future. And it just so happens that my work deals with time. And it's to the root of the essence of time. That's what I'm discovering with my work. Because see, time is, everything is magnetism. Magnetism creates the time. Because they say that the planets is magnets, big old magnets. Even if you don't believe in magnets, if you don't believe in planets being up there in the sky and everything around us is governed by electromagnetism, based on the fact that the sun and the moon generate literally life for everything. And without both of them, there would be no life on Earth. So what I'm getting at and I'm realizing is that these lines, and that's why I said what I said about time travel. I'm really leaning towards there being some type of time travel thing going on. And they said later on in the Nazca documentary as well that just came out, they said that upon us figuring out what this message means, and they really strict on that sun star. They almost as if they targeting somebody, putting it out there and saying what they saying about it, knowing that a certain person gonna watch it, and they're trying to influence somebody to figure it out because they know that one mind can't do it by themselves, is what they think or figure. Basically, they figure if we can't figure this out, we start broadcasting and putting it out there, somebody might figure something out and they bring it to us. Why you think I've been working as hard as I am? And basically what I'm getting at is I did that. And that's why I'm telling y'all some stuff is I'm only gonna say so much, but it's crazy when people brag about what they've done and they work and stuff. But all of us, whenever you brag, whenever you work hard, good is bound to come to, and God always say the creator don't like ugly. Okay. A lot of y'all treat people ugly. The main people who really show they the smartest. I'm not repeating nothing from anybody. You can't find what I'm saying on the internet about no 45 degrees, 4.5. The closest information, and as far as when I show evidence, it's always mathematical, some physics. Whenever I do show 45 degrees, it's like, for instance, projectile motion, and the farthest that something can travel is at a 45 degree angle. It projects that's the farthest distance. Okay. I just found out that you're supposed to brush your teeth at a 45 degree angle. Let's just throw that in there. But the inverse square law, it's so many different things that this is tied into, this whole 45 degrees thing, and physics itself. Physics, okay? And when we talk about physics, we ain't talking about quantum physics. I'm talking about real physics, bro. That's the thing, like that. And what I'm about to show y'all, man, I know it's on point, and part of how I know it's on point because I showed it to my grandmother. And my grandmother, she was like, it even looked like it. Like she said it even looked like it, and it literally do. Anybody with eyes to see, and that's why I say I know my work is on point. And anybody who act like it's not, they just acting like they don't see, like they ain't got eyes to see. And what I'm showing you right here, man, is this is what I found out. Now, of course, I've been knowing about Angkor, and I've been creating my work for well over a year now. But check this out. This is why I told y'all I know that I've discovered the true magnetic lines of the freaking earth, bro. The true electromagnetic grid of the earth that everybody talking about, the ley lines. I told y'all at the end of the day, And this goes, bro, I told y'all at the end of the day, if it's a globe, that means that the lines can't be on no globe and that the lines that they give us cannot be correct. Period, point blank. That's just a fact. Now, I put this apart just so that people could see exactly what I'm saying. I did everything I did on purpose. I made this right here to this right here about the proximity of a square. I'm showing y'all that if you literally took this and put it on top of this, which I didn't do because I didn't want to do no superimpose. I wanted y'all to really see them side by side. The metrics come out to be exactly the same. Of course, it's a square, but that's why I'm telling y'all is you got to remember the Borobudur, however it's pronounced, temple that is right around here. It ain't in Angkor Wat. It's down on like an island. I can't remember. I can't remember what it is. An island or peninsula or something like that. But it's still right over there relative to Angkor Wat. It ain't right by it. It got some about 100 few miles away from. I can't remember because I ain't. Of course, I'm not from that area. Geography. But what I'm showing right here, you can even see a square right here, from right here to right here. Of course, this is leaned a little bit. I can't help that the picture that I got from online got a little leaning going on to it. But if you can consider that if this was perfectly laid flat, anybody with eyes to see, look at this right here and then look at even the angle that's being made right here. You can see where this even looks much like that. It ain't supposed to be exactly the same because what I'm saying and what I'm showing y'all is, man, it would be boring for every temple to look exactly like what I'm drawing out, every single one. But what I've been telling y'all is that with the pyramids, you got to think about you got to think about these squares, and that's why I said what I said. Every single square would be it would have the exact same center. This center that you're seeing right now, for every single square that you see on this screen, every little bitty one, even the black where you see that I symbolized 0 and 9, it will have this center. Every single one. Every single one. Okay. The only other way that you could see, and that goes into the ancients having computers. Okay. And that's why they say they had to have known the shape of the earth. But these ancient cultures believed in a flat earth at that time. But people are amazed by the architecture and the way that they align with certain stuff. That's why I've been telling y'all, anybody who gonna shoot flat earth back up through the roof, anybody who gonna prove the real shape or structure of the earth, bruh, it's gonna be me, man. I'm showing it right now because I'm not doing it with nobody else. Where I don't need no Google to go on and pull up ancient cosmology when I'm showing y'all fact-based cosmology based on my own scientific studies, bro. Literally, I ain't gotta be in no lab, bro. I ain't gotta have no money to give y'all the truth. I don't have to go through college in order to be deemed noteworthy. Okay. At this point, if y'all don't see it, bro, it ain't my problem, bro. I'm telling y'all that. And I mean that. It's common sense at this point. If a person just have the heart to honestly hear me out, they can hear what I'm saying and see where I'm coming from. My shit is not to be played with, bro. Real talk. You can literally, what I've been telling y'all about the pyramids is every single one of these squares. This is a peak right here. 4 and 5, fire in the middle. I ain't color this red for, I ain't color. And this is before I started to build this code. People ain't thinking about that. I drew the original symbol out with the colors, the order of the elements. These ain't just colored like they are for no reason. This is the order of the elements. That's why you have it called the Order of the Eastern Star, which has the 5-pointed star with the elements on it. The same exact colors. This is the order of the elements. Just like you have numbers. The first elements, okay? That's why I thought primitive with everything. If there was the only true numbers is 0 through 9. I knew that. What I did was forget everything that I knew. Just like they told y'all to, upon waking up, you got to forget everything that you thought you knew. I literally did that. I started from scratch. And the stuff that I did know that I knew was right, I kept it. I ain't scratched that. Earth, water, wind, and fire, I knew that them was the primitive elements, the first things. That's what I witnessed. I mean, it's common sense. And I went from there. I ordered the elements. People not considering that everything that you see that's set up like this now, I did that along the way because this original symbol was already color coded. The color was already there. I had to think ahead of myself before I even set this up, because 0 and 9 could have been in the center right here. The whole symbol could have been set up different. That's what people not getting. The symbol could have been 0 and 9 in the center, 4 and 5 right here at the corners. It could have been set up like that, but it's not. It could have been 4 and 5 over here on the sides, 0 and 9 coming through like that. 0 and 9, because most people would think, okay, you start with the number 0. You start counting from 0 and the numbers go out. Well, anybody, once y'all really look at my work, once you really look close enough, guess what? These numbers that you see these boxes that you see right here at this, what creates a line? The horizontal, excuse me. The horizon is created with the line. I've always told y'all that 9 equals line. 0 and 9. The horizon is blue. That's where the sky meets, and that's also where water meets. Of course, the land as well, but 0 and 9 is right here. This, every single one of these black. This is the horizon. This is literally the horizon. You got blue, 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 blue. Because if you tilt your head at a 45-degree angle to the left, you're gonna see that this right here will be blue, because it'll be 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 0, 1, 2. This is what this is right here is 0 and 9. 9 right here, 0 right here. 9 right here, 0 right here. Same thing. So this is all blue, 0 and 9 right here. Same thing for up and down. 0 and 9 is going up and down. Okay. Just like y'all see the blue pole on someone else's work. Okay. That they created. Shout out to them for actually taking out that time to create their own work. That's the wise way to do it. Now, this right here, what I'm saying, I could have superimposed this and put this right on here. Don't you realize that these right here, even this line right here, lining up with this right here, even this up here is lining up with this, and these two, they're coming out to be the same metrics. Okay, this ain't just by chance, man. I'm telling y'all, this is the divine code. When they talked about when they've mentioned geometry being earth measurements, okay, 0 and 9 is the decimal code, bro. Therefore, once you know that, and once you know the metric system, once you know this symbol, you apply the rest from there, period. Excuse me. So yeah, man, this right here in the center is where the temple, that's the main stalk. That's where the growing point would be at. That's the eye. Okay. That's the center. That's what would be right here where my eye is at on my work, on the big one. Okay. This big old 0, because that's what I'm creating, is a big old one of these, a big old 0 with my face in the background. And that's why I told y'all, when it comes to the pyramids, what the pyramids are, if you put it on this grid that I've created, that's why it's separated into 45-degree angles from the top. Not only that pyramid, but every one of them. Chichen Itza in Mexico, it has an X. The stairs create an X at a 45-degree angle. That's not by chance. That's because this is the original grid. And all those pyramids is doing, not to say all they doing to belittle what, because that ain't what I mean by all they doing, but what they're doing, what they did upon, if you knew the original map, you put it in, it's almost like you fill in the blanks, basically. Like y'all talk about all of that holographic stuff. Y'all be feeding into all of that holographic stuff. That's basically what I'm saying. They filling in a holographic place. You put, in order to be in alignment with the energy grid, you got to put it, you got to fill in the blanks. You basically building in the space. These squares, this original space is all around us, fractals all around us. That's why I've always told y'all everything is built on a grid. That's how everything is ordered. We're living in a chaotic world, but everything is, in order for it to be on the water, to be on the, everything is built on the grid, bro. Something that y'all don't even realize. All of that torus field stuff, that stuff is all a grid, even though it's a circle, a donut, but it's built on a grid, a spinning grid. And that's what this is. This spins. That's why they say that these tops at Angkor Wat could spin. That's what a lot of people are talking about now. There's actually this Indian guy named Praveen. Can't remember his last name, but I just found him, and I've been looking into a lot of his stuff for the past 10 days. Because like I told y'all, I've been talking about Angkor Wat for the past week and some change. That video I just showed y'all at the beginning, just to prove to y'all that I've been talking about this. I'm not copying nobody by talking about this. I've been talking about, I don't just be on YouTube. I be on other sources like Instagram. And really the only two sources that I be on, because I don't do the Facebook stuff. I don't do that. Other people, they complete opposite. They don't, so-called don't do the Facebook, don't do the Instagram stuff, but they do the Facebook. I don't fuck with Facebook, man. I don't. So that's why I'm saying, Angkor Wat, bro, this right here looks, I mean, look at that. And look at this. I could literally superimpose it. And like my grandmother said, they look almost exactly the same. Look at this right here. And then look at this right, because that's where that would be at. I mean, dude. I mean, look at that black spot to this right here where the 9 is the center point to the center point. Black spot, center point. Shadow, black spot, center. Anybody, I'm just showing what anybody with eyes to see can see the metrics. It's right there. It ain't no speculate. It's like, dude, like, that's why I say, if anything, a nigga like me deserve a reward, like real talk. And if y'all as my own people want to be ignorant of that and not see that deserves high gratitude, man, like I say, bro, I'm gonna shine. There's nothing nobody can do to stop it. It's nothing that y'all, the ancestors, when we talk about ancestors, see, our ego, ancestors ain't feeding into that ego, senseless ego. Because see, like we talked about, people have mentioned that ego is good and stuff in their own way in debates and stuff. Perceivably, yeah, you can utilize ego, but guess what? Everything needs to be in moderation. Sometimes niggas just got you, and sometimes niggas just sometimes it's you just got to admit when a nigga just can't be. That's why I be laughing at shit, man. I be around laughing at shit. Niggas got to get to the point of where they gotta, put you off and shit like that. I'm too much pressure, bro, for niggas, man. I be laughing at the shit, bro, because it's funny. You got to go to that extent. I'm too much, bro. I'm too legit with this shit because it pisses people off as well, because they view it as I ain't put in no work. Like I just come in and I'm expecting, like, nigga, that's called real talent. That's called talent, when somebody can do something like it ain't nothing. And I've always been able to do that with everything, not just this, not just drawing, but everything that I put my hands on in life. Everything I come around, I always be able to, bro, I'm talking about shine. And all that people could do in life now, it seems like all they could do is just try to ignore it, try to act like it ain't happening right in front of their face. It seems like that's all people could do, bro. But you can't get, I'm telling y'all, bro, you cannot, and it's going to be so sad, bro, for me to end up being successful. And I'm not even talking about fame. I'm not talking about money, because that's bound to come. At the end of the day, when I'm talking about me being successful, bro, it's sad that I'm going to be successful for me to everything that I've been saying, as far as that I've been doing, what the real work is, man, what I really should be, what nobody else on earth is doing, setting this stuff on the right path and everything, and all of the good to be set to come to me when y'all sat up and acted like nothing was gonna come, like and had act like y'all had low hope to no hope for a nigga. When I'm showing y'all how great I am, there's nobody on earth who has done this, bro. I seriously don't. And guess what? I was watching Praveen's video, and that dude he's Indian. He's actually from the land. And when you watch his videos and you see his research that he does, he actually looks at the detail. When we're talking about the detail of Angkor Wat and stuff like that, that's why I'm saying, bro, bro. I've been really watching that dude, and for it to be talked about, I ain't gonna say certain stuff, but all I know is, bro, all I'm gonna say is this: they watching. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I be watching certain stuff, man, and then next thing you know, a fool come on here talking about it. I'm telling you, I be on certain stuff I won't even talk about just to see whether it's gonna line up and happen. I be playing stupid a lot of times. I be behind the scenes playing stupid on a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff I don't say. But I'm telling you right now that a cosmologist, any master teacher, so-called anybody on here on the internet can talk that shit much as they want to, but they ain't got this. And this right here, that's what I'm saying. Now think about how big my work is. What I'm saying to y'all is this right here, y'all looking at the same exact fractal code. This is the symbol of the earth, okay? This right here could be placed on any one of these squares. Which square would it be placed on? That's upon you knowing the real shape of the earth. And then guess what? Once you could put it on the right square, on the square, which is a Masonic terminology, kind of froze me there. Which is once you put this on the correct square, guess what? In the correct scale of the earth, guess what? It'll show you the rest of everything else. It'll show you where everything else is supposed to line up. And then guess what? Like I told y'all, it ain't no pyramid built on American soil. That's where the last is at. We the last. This land is the last. And I told y'all last, bro, I'm going to leave my mark. There's nothing that nobody going to be able to do to stop it, bro. It ain't about me being worshipped. This ain't about patriarchy when it comes to this pyramid. Y'all fail to realize that these pyramids were not just built to be patriarchy. They have mathematical encryptions inside of them. And most of it ain't even, the word encrypted is coded, okay? That stuff isn't even coded. It's right there in front of your face, actually. They were actually keeping data, calendrical data and everything with these pyramids. But most people just want to look at it like, oh, they was just, I'm not saying that they didn't tie into any patriarchy ever throughout history. It's silly to even try to act like they didn't. But that's not the only thing that they was about, bruh. People let so much of the negative stuff outshine the good. And that's why I say I'm latching on to the good. I'm looking at the order of this country. I'm looking at it like I'm an elite already. If I was in the Illuminati, if I was at the top of this stuff and I was running stuff, I already know I have me a pyramid being built. I'm looking at all of the other ancient cultures and they built pyramids. Anybody with common sense, y'all don't get what I'm realizing. They gonna do the same. It's only a set of, but y'all wouldn't know about it. Y'all probably gonna end up dead before they even start. I'm pointing it out because I know that it's bound to happen. I'm just the first person because everybody else is saying that it's not even possible. They're saying it's not possible. Y'all sitting out here talking about the blocks and cubical structure of the pyramid stones that was used to build Giza. I just saw a picture yesterday of one of the stones where they was trying to pick it up, and they was talking about this is why they talk about the stones not be pyramid. The pyramid of Giza cannot be rebuilt, and that's why it's amazing. So what? They were cubes, bro. The fact of the sizing of these cubes, the weight of these cubes. I saw a picture where it broke a freaking truck that was trying to carry the damn cubicle. Trying to carry the block, it broke the dang on truck, the trailer, straight into the ground. But you know why? Because they weigh tons, bro. Tons, and y'all not thinking about that. We talking about ton weighing stones way up in the sky, dude. And the Great Pyramid is one thing. I always bring the top of all of them. I always bring that back up. Angkor Wat is amazing as far as its detail. That's why I said everybody has their strengths. They all had their strengths. They had amazing stuff they was doing regardless. They just worked hard. That's what they showed. They showed that they worked hard as people. They really showed that. That's what people need to realize out of all of them. They ain't looking at it like, okay, Angkor Wat, they more detailed. They had it. When you look at how all of them in the what I go to is Machu Picchu. That's the top of all of them to me. I don't care what anybody said. Them stones way up, they built stones to have to climb all the way up. You can climb to Machu Picchu. And don't you realize that if you got to climb, and once you see how high that shit is, once you really look into how high it is, and your mind starts to grasp the fact, okay, if climbing it is this hard, think about how hard it had to have been for the people who put the stones and laid the stones for people to sit their foot on. Think about how many people had to have died in order to make that. That Machu Picchu is out of this world. And I can't see how humans could. I can't see. I feel like a lot of this stuff they did in order to show us, bro, humans is not the end all be all. Some of this stuff, I just look, it just ain't humanely possible, bro. It ain't. It don't matter how many men you got. It just ain't humanely possible. And we just, as humans, that's part of why we can't figure it out, because people just like to look at it and try to simplify something that it just ain't that simple. There's no way nobody can explain multi-hundred-ton blocks being way up in the damn sky with no cranes. You can't use cranes to do it. It's a reason why they say that they can't be redone. But the reason why PR Corey is saying that they can be redone is because I know something. And y'all can think what y'all want to think about that. What's on your screen right here? What's on your screen right here? Something that the whole world ain't new. Now, y'all, people already act like they act with me knowing this right here. Y'all showing me that y'all, if I did know something, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I would keep something to myself at this point. I get why people keep secrets, because when I look at the circumstances of people are ignorant. Even if you give them the truth out here, they don't value the truth. They don't value the messenger. And a lot of people will be so dumb to where they'll say that the message is more important than the messenger. Both of them matter. That's what people don't get. If you ain't got a certain messenger who brings a certain message, organic thoughts at that, organic knowledge, you wouldn't have the message in the first place. It's like, just like I say, why would somebody not like why would you like somebody's child but not like their mother that created the child? We all responsible for what we create. Therefore, the person who creates something is just as important as what's created. Because if whatever is created, it wouldn't be around without the creator. The creator is always important, bro. And it's something about what I'm doing. I'm telling you, it's something about what I'm doing that stands out, and I'm a messenger of some sort. And that's extremely phenomenal, man. This is a square. This is a square. And this is a square. Now, what I want people to realize is that these right here, I told people, when it comes to this, ain't just an overlay of the same thing. What's right here, man? What's right here? You have one temple which has a rise, like a conical structure, like a weed bud, like I just showed y'all. Basically, all four of them look like the same thing, right? So that is showing, bro. Dude. If somebody wouldn't get this, I promise to God, bro. If somebody acted like they couldn't get the words coming out of my mouth by now, I promise you. Hooey. Cause man, What's right here in the center? What's right here at this corner? And what's right here? You got a corner and you got a corner. This right here is the same thing that is this whole thing. Is this whole thing. This right here and this right here is the same thing. Okay. This center point is this center point. It's the same thing as what I'm saying. Well, if you zoomed in right here, it'll be this right here. These four things is the same thing. And what I'm saying is this right here, this right here, this right here. The center points of all four of these is the exact same thing. And when you go to the Nazca lines, they got circles around the center. Okay. They got circles around the center. Well, if you put circles right here around it, because these are the same thing, like I just said 3 times, this right here, you will put circles right here in the center because it's 0, 9, 0, 9. So you put the circles from the Nazca lines right there in the center from the sun star right there. So you will have 4 circles. One set over here, one set over here, one set over here, and one set over here. Those stones that you see right there are conical at the base, shaped like cones. Circle, circle. This is the center one, and you got the 4 corners, which are the 4 circles of the corners. What this is helping me realize is about the because I've been questioning to myself, like, okay, this is a map of the earth clearly, but I've been trying to find out what is this, you know, because like I said, this right here, the North Pole and stuff like that, the Mercator map, it looks very much exactly like this. You got the rivers. If this is water, which is the element water, which I've clearly already told people it is, there's 4 rivers at the North Pole that split, 4 splitting rivers. They split just like this. I showed people this in the past. People act like you just like I'm showing. This ain't synchronicity, buddy. I'm telling, this ain't synchronicity. This is stuff that college people ain't got, dude. This is stuff that ain't to be played with, bruh. I'm telling y'all, man, this is stuff that college people, college professors wish that they even had, dude. That's why y'all just heard somebody yesterday say something about, what was he saying specifically? It being worth more than gold. The true knowing something. He was specifically saying it tied right into this. And I told y'all, and that's exactly what the case is. This is worth more than gold. This is literally history, bro. This is answering questions that people ain't. I mean, people been questioning literally degrees of a circle. Why is it 360 degrees in a circle? That's right there in front of your face. It's literally right there in front of your face. What's 9 times 4? What's all of these numbers? You got 9. It's going through 9. But how many characters is it? It's 10. That's 90. You got 10 squares, but you got 9, which is the main. That's the number. 0 through 9. 10 squares, though. 10 characters. That's 90. Do that 4 times. What do you get? 360. What do we have at the Nazca lines? Nothing but circles in the center. This is on point, man. I'm amazed by this. I'm not gonna lie. This right here is amazing. I'm telling you, this is amazing. And I put that down there just for them because it's so amazing. Now I'm telling you at this point, I ain't gonna even go into detail on that. But a nigga gotta let these fools know this because you know, nobody you can't do such and such if you ain't even a flat earther anyway. It's the main thing. They not no flat. I'm not no coining. I always told y'all I'm doing work to figure it out, and that's exactly what PR Core is doing. And you know why I've always said that? Because in the back of my mind, I said maybe it might not just be flat earth like everybody is just saying. Maybe it's not just flat and I need to stop at that. Maybe it's more that a bigger picture going on. I need to figure it out because I've been thinking about the pyramids. Why do the pyramids have shafts that point out of it like that? I've always thought of on a deeper level, and that's why I said I'm not gonna just stop and coin and be like flat power this, flat power that, flat. I'm not gonna just start doing that because basically everybody who say flat power, they just rocking under another man belt. That's all they doing. And if you say that, that's you. I mean, to support that's you, bro. That's cool. I mean, nothing to you. It is what it is. But what I'm saying, man, I'm not just stopping at okay, flat. That's it. I'm not just stopping at that. What if we inside of a pyramid? Literally, what if we was inside? Because you ain't been outside of it. What if the structure that we're inside of was I mean, because you look at all of these cosmologies, what do you see across the earth? You see pyramids. These pyramids have shafts, and a lot of them are have hollow, and a hollow essence going on with them. And I was thinking one day, and whenever I started having tears come down my eyes, that's a spiritual sign that I'm thinking on the right track. And it's been a thought that I ain't put out. But I've been thinking recently about the Great Pyramid and those shafts and how they point out at certain stars. At the end of the day, in my Mother Earth work, like I told y'all, when it comes to the fractal essence of my work, the top view, like y'all's have, where is my Mother Herb diagram? I'm gonna go to the weed, cannabis and 45 degrees. I'm gonna pull up my Mother Herb diagram. Now think about what I just showed y'all about the marijuana right there in the Angkor Wat. I said what I said about the stones being grown for a reason. I'm not saying that they were, but you can grow crystals. And this time they have discovered how to grow crystals fast. It might not be the same type of, but may anyway, hold on. Excuse me. Taking a while, man. Taking a little bit too long. The reason I'm pulling this up is because of the fractal essence. I need people to really realize what I'm saying and what's going on here. This is insane. I hate when stuff like this happens. Man, this is senseless. God dang, man. Hold on, bro. This mother really tripping. Four flows of current at always OT, always referring to water, Yemen. Yeah, I mean, electrical current, Walter Russell motor. Yeah, I looked into Walter Russell's work a lot. That dude has some great work. A lot of it is synonymous to mine, the cube, especially. All right. Man, this thing's still tripping. It's not cool, man. All right. Now, what I was saying was, what's so unique about my symbol that I've created? And see, the thing is, the Chicana, I comprehend that there has been symbols that have been created in the past that look very much like mine. The Chicana, and this stuff tied into the same type of stuff. You have the Chicana, which is one. I just looked into Mayonic science. Okay. India, the two cultures that were most versed in what I'm showing and have saw what I'm showing, goodness, have saw similar science to what I'm showing is India and South America, ancient South America. Now, what I've been saying is this symbol, what's so unique about it is from the top, from the front, from the bottom, from each side, it's always going to look the same. And that's almost like a globe. You know how you can utilize this. Now, the thing is with the circle, I mean, you couldn't do this with any other shape like that. Because what this creates is a an octahedron. See, while most people is thinking that this right here is a cube, this isn't based on cubes, people. That's what y'all ain't realize. That's one of the things that I ain't outlaid to people. It's not a secret or anything, but it's one of the things that I have not outlaid to people. These are not cubes. These are in fact octahedrons. And when you look into an octahedron is basically a square as a base, and a pyramid on top and a pyramid on the bottom. That's all it is. It's basically the pyramids, but just one on the bottom to fill it, a mirrored bottom. That's exactly what you see. Each one of these is a 45-degree based octahedron in its reality. And when you look at this from a top view, it will look exactly like what you're seeing right here, except you will have this other top of the board. I mean, the other side of the board would be filled in, which is where the sun and moon are. My point in bringing this up is because when you look at this from the top, you would see pyramids sticking up at you from the top. You would see this exact same layout, but it would be fractaled out. You'll be able to zoom into those squares that you see from a top view, which is the zero that I'm drawing out with my face in the background. The huge project, which is really symbolizing the earth or the universe. Because see, if you then wanted to scale it down and look at it, oh man, this is amazing. When I think about it, bro, when I really think about what I'm doing, I can't lie. I can't lie. It's amazing. And I ain't just saying that. When I really think about what I'm doing, because what I'm showing is that's the mother herb diagram. I'm showing y'all how plants grow, of course, on top of this, what we call a plane, a planet. Planet and plant. Only two difference between those two words is the E that's in between the N and the T. This is a plant. We live on a planet. Okay. The earth itself, the continents themselves, that's why you hear about them being erected out of the water in religions and everything, because these continents, just like they had to have been grown. They taught us about magma and stuff is what made these continents and stuff like that. I'm not going to say that magma is what did it. I'm just being honest. If you ask me, I think that some type of growing happened, some type of emerging growing happened. And it likely, I don't want to just stop at magma just because that's what they taught us as far as the land and how it ended up erected out of the water. Because if you thought about these different lands and everything, they'll basically be like pyramids sticking up out of the water. Okay. And you'll basically get that by, if you could think about this right here and how I fractaled out my other work, what would be right here? You would have some humps, like some mountains. You would literally put 0, then you'll put 1 right there in the center. You'll put 2, and they'll look like mountains, a fractal of mountains. Okay, going to a certain point and stop at 45 right there in the center, 4.5. So you will have those going on right there, literally. And if you got on a top view and look from the top, guess what you would see? You would see exactly what I've been drawing out. You would see exactly it, man. It's crazy. And for one person to have done all of this work by themselves, figured this all out by it. I mean, not one other hand has touched my paper on anything that I've created. That's what you would see right there. And if you looked at Angkor, which is just a relative space, Angkor Wat, I mean, you'll be looking at the grid of the earth that you just saw of the plant. You'll be looking at the plant from a top view. And the structure that you will see is a stem, of course. The stem, goodness, what's going on here? The stem, the main stem would be right here, the center point. I'm not saying that Angkor Wat is the North Pole, which is what, see, last time I got on Sanchez's stuff, when I last time got on there and I was explaining to him about the Nazca star and how I was saying that them lines was pointing to nothing on a flat earth. They was pointing to nothing, but they was wrapping back around to relative to Angkor Wat. Just happens to be, it was talking about Angkor Wat as well. It's crazy. This guy kept on misinterpreting and trying to purposely make it seem like I'm talking about or that I'm saying that Nazca is the north or that it's the center. That ain't, because I put a compass right there. Man, if you pull out a compass right now where you at, that ain't gonna mean that you is or nobody, or that you saying that you the center of the earth. All I was doing was pulling out a compass and showing him that, hey, these is where the lines is at. We know that a compass shows, just like the degrees of a circle, it shows the 360 degrees. And that's all I was showing, is that if you spoke out those compass points, the lines that go down south were pointing off into what would be nothing on a flat earth. And I was saying that for whatever reason, and that's because I think outside of the box. I'm not just gonna be dumb and just say, oh, bro, Sanchez a flat earther. All of these people flat earthers. I ain't gonna say this. And I'm gonna just let this go over. I'm gonna let that go over. I ain't gonna act like it mean nothing. I saw something that meant something. It stood out, and I pointed it out, brought it to people to see what people think about it. And I still think that it got some great relativity, but that's why I've always said it's holes in flat earth, it's holes in globe earth, both of them. That's why you don't hear me just say I'm a flat earther, okay? Because PR Corey literally stands on what he says, and what I say is I'm figuring it out. I'm literally figuring it out. Literally. What do you see in front of your screen? Can't nobody tell me otherwise. Okay? I'm telling y'all, I'm literally doing the work all alone, figuring out what this is. If it come out to be a globe, y'all gonna hear me say, hey, bro, I got proof that I didn't mathematically prove through my own work. It's a globe. I ain't gonna sit up here and lie just because y'all connected to flat earth. If I can prove it, I'll prove it. But if it's flat, dang it, you're gonna hear me say it's flat. That's called being about the truth and really doing real work. Okay. I ain't gonna just look at certain stuff and, you know, of course I could probably be cutting my time short just by looking at it and saying, okay, the water is flat. You really don't need to know too much more than that. Water always finds its level and stuff like that. This earth is bigger than me. I'm not gonna be that egotistical. I know I can't ever leave the earth, but dang it, what I'm drawing out is about the closest that it's gonna get to anybody leaving the earth besides going inside of themselves. This right here, as far as you seeing the whole earth, this symbol that I'm showing you, that's why I said it's amazing when you think about what I'm doing. I'm showing you the universe creation in a mathematical format that can show you the truth about the earth. That's why I said, once you think about this, it's so much, the more work that you do with this, the more information is showing you. That's why I said that I got to finish what I'm doing, whether somebody would, regardless of what the world think. Now that I've started this project, the fact that you overlay it, I got two different things on two different sides of the world. I got Angkor Wat right here, that if you overlay Angkor Wat on top of my work, it's literally, I could superimpose that right now and you would be a dumbass to think that it won't look exactly the same. It's right there in front of y'all face. I got two overlays, the Nazca lines, the Sun Star. If I overlay that, which is only with my work, I've already proved in the past that if you added even one more block, one more number, if you would have went 0 through 10, if you would have went 0 through 11, if you would have tried to go 0 through 8, it would have jacked up the whole fractal code and you would not be able to do what I'm showing y'all. You would not be able to, period. I've shown that in the past. And if I had to show that again, I'd just be being redundant and regurgitating my work again. That's why I be so strict on everybody paying attention to, because there's certain stuff that I just don't want people to miss. Because if you miss one thing, you might not get another thing that I'm saying down the line. That's why I be so strict on people like that. I really don't be wanting people to miss nothing and then come in when they want to, or when they feel like it and stuff like that. And then you questioning me about this, questioning me about that, when you wouldn't have to if you just paid attention, because it's certain stuff I ain't got time to keep on going over. I can't go. And when I say I ain't got time, it's not being ignorant. I'm literally working, bro. I literally ain't got time to do certain stuff. I literally ain't. But what I am telling y'all is that by me, I'm building one big zero. Don't you realize I'm drawing out this whole map right here. What you see in the background is a number 8. That number 8 right here that you're looking at is this small number 8 that's right here on this number, on this 0 that you see right here, this quadrant. That small number 8 is what's right there. So if you could think about that, you looking at what would be right here. At the center of that 8, you will see the same exact thing. So imagine, basically, that's why I say this is a this that I'm drawing out, this is a map. This is a form of technology on paper, bruh. Literally. This is a form of technology. Because if you take this right here and you put this right here in your mind, and that's where you start to use your mind, you can build the map from that. And then once y'all think about the Nazca line, all of the lines that went everywhere, all across them, pointing here, pointing there, to and fro, they had a map of some sort. And that's what. So if you put this right here, think about that in the center. That's Angkor Wat. That's the whole area of Angkor Wat right there. All you would need to do is think about or find out where the North Pole is at. Relative to that, and that's where my eye will be at on the big one, okay? Bro, you get the mapping out the freaking earth from that. I'm literally looking at certain stuff right in front of y'all and realizing certain stuff. Like, you can still you can literally start to mapping out the earth. And y'all probably ain't even getting what I'm saying right now, bro. Y'all probably ain't even getting what I'm saying, bro. That is phenomenal. I done did it. And y'all don't realize I'm realizing it right in front of you. I'm telling y'all, bro. I gotta get, bro. Yes, man. Yes. Yeah, bro, if this right here, because that's what I'm saying, you're seeing this right here. And if everything is everything, it's all the same scale. That'll mean that's where the computers come in. The computers will make it easy. It's certain stuff that the computer can do that I just can't as a man. And there's certain stuff as a man that I can do that the computer just can't. See, is my creativity and everything that I do, the certain way that I can do it, the way I can fix my errors and stuff, make it look man-made, because it's something about man-made work. It looks greater than the computer. You know, digital ain't beautiful all the time, but everything is the same thing. Every one of these literally is the same metrics. If I zoomed into this center, it'll be exactly this right here. In the center of this number 8 that I'm saying, it'll be shaped exactly like this. Once you know the North Pole and you got a compass, and you could put this right here on one of these squares, and you know where you at. All you need to do from that, bro, that's literally, dude. I might need to stop. I ain't gonna lie, I might need to stop, bro, and do the rest figuring that I'm. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm coming to you know how they call it revelation reveals. I'm coming to a revelation about that, bro. Like that's why I say I could see why the CIA been watching me, bro. That's what aliens would need in order to go to and fro, know certain regions. Because see, more necessary. I mean, because if you got a literal map of the Earth, a literal picture of the Earth, that'll help a lot. But you can get lost in a whole bunch of geography, a bunch of it. Something like this, it's literally coding out the Earth by section. It literally is. This is amazing. So everything about the Mother Earth that you just saw that I just showed, that's all being shown right here. That planet. Think about the buds growing. That right there. That's exactly what these is. Bro, okay. Yeah, Corey done did it, man. I didn't did it. I have done it. This is the Borobudur temple that I was talking about as well. I didn't did it, bro. I strongly have done it. This is the Borobudur temple. There are 540 statues on this whole temple. 540. All of the numbers that I've been talking about, they're all incorporated into this. Every last one of them. This is Angkor Wat, the rectangular aspect that's on the outside. So you can see the center. That's why I was saying. So think about the number 8 like I had drawn out. The more that you zoom in, or hold on, this would be the center of one of them. This is where 0 and 9, 0 and 9 is at. They stretched it out, of course, for whatever reason. That's stuff that I could realize it. Upon paying attention to my own work. But you got another square that's right here that's being created up here at the front. So I could really place this whole thing over my work, every last aspect of it. The main things that's going to continue to be aligned is over here on this side, because this whole side is based on a square. And this side right here is based on some odd rectangle. I'm not going to say that that's a golden rectangle, one mimicking the golden section, because it doesn't look like it, honestly. But it could be. There could be a phi rectangle or something. I don't think it is based on my memory of the metrics of it, because it usually doesn't look that thick. It's usually got a little bit longer, but I might be wrong on that. But you know, this square, man, the fact that those are the exact same, and man, that's crazy. Even those line up on certain ones. Uh, the numbers. Let me go back. You can't see the full thing on here. I think it's 4 and 5 at those corners. Yep. Yep. So this up here is an extension from here to here. That's a 45-degree angle. That's all a square right there, basically. 45-degree angle. So if you continue to 45, continue to follow the 45-degree line, you end up right there where 4 and 5 is at. So that's where 4 and 5 is. Stands right on that. I'm literally going to have to place that whole thing over my. I'm amazed by this, bro. I literally am. I am blown away. I never would have in thousands of years pictured myself doing this. This is the Chichen Itza pyramid from the top. A perfect X, 45-degree angle. Out of all of the shapes, they could have built all type of temples shaped different ways. The architecture could have had any polygon as its base, but they always chose a square for a reason. That's for a reason. I gotta put emphasis on that, for a reason, period. So as you can see, 45 degrees right there, like the top of a compass. 45 degrees. This is because they basing everything off of exactly what I'm saying. That's Teotihuacan. It's got an X2, 45 degrees. I was really about to go to the Nazca Sunstar before I go. There's some of Walter Russell's work right there. Person in the comments just said that. Brought him up. That's why I was saying your big scientists haven't even caught on to what I've done. That's why I say that. It's not to put myself or say I'm not saying I'm smarter than them in any type of way. I ain't never saying that straight up. I'm always gonna be somebody who will tell you that it's other people out here who know shit that I don't know nothing about. Come on, dude. There's somebody out here who literally made a cell phone. Somebody out here who can do such from scratch. People who can create batteries from scratch. I ain't never saying I'm the smartest person on earth, but all I'm saying, and I be going off about, is the fact that I know I've done something amazing, and for people to show me that I ain't, it blow my mind, man. Because I know that if it was anybody a favor to do it, they'd be blown away. If their favorite person did it, man, do you understand how blown away people would be by what I'm showing? And that just pissed me off right there. That's not hatred. That's just like, man, that's not cool. That just show you that people got so much hatred in their heart for one person for no reason. When they ain't even really looked their way. People be really rocking with people because of fame and statistics. But if fame is the game, all I can say, like I say, I can't say too much, man. But it's clear, like, see, spoken word gonna last as long as people allow it. But what I'm creating, this stuff gonna have this is something to be set in stone, bro. Okay. All of that talk about flat earth and the ancestors and stuff like that, that's talk. That's stuff to be here on the internet. And it's hopeful that it gets carried on. What I'm doing, you a fool. I ain't even gonna take it. I ain't gonna even take that one back, but you a fool if you think that it ain't gonna be around and known, bro. It's set in stone, bro. It's a wrap. But like you can see right here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That can be found in my work if you look close. The only thing is, where's the 4.5? Where is it at? Where is that knowledge at? That's where I'm showing people. No scientist, no engineer, no mathematician in history has pointed out what I'm pointing out. Geometry and the mathematics of octave waves. Realize that what I'm drawing out is exactly what that is. It really is. I think that in this section, it might not be in this section, but I might be able to show you where 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 is at. because it's in a certain section of my work. I can't remember whether it's here or not. I don't think it is right here in this section, but it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, you got 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Well, if you can imagine this being, what section is that at? That's where the 4 and the 5 meet, right? It's wherever so yeah, I can't see it in this picture because I got it cut in a square. But basically, you can see part of it right here. You can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If 5 and 6, 7, 8, and 9 is on this side, and 5 and 6 and 7, 8 is on this side, you can only imagine that 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0 would be about right here. Okay. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's within my work. So that Walter, and these are waves. This is vibration, frequency. That's literally what I'm drawing out. This is literally vibration, waves, frequency, energy. That's literally what all of this is. So it's all there, man. So everything that any person who's been of any notoriety, a noteworthy person into science, geometry, all of that stuff, anything that they say, I'm telling you is good. And I don't study anybody else. I literally don't study nobody else. I got my mind too much involved and indulged in myself and my own work and to be reading anybody else. I get on the internet and I search for stuff, for answers to see. Number one, I've been searching as long as I've been working, making for sure. No matter what, always looking to see if anybody else has created what I've created. And there's nobody on the earth who has done it. Literally. If I found that, it'd be time to destroy my work. That's what people don't realize. If I found that, it'd be time for me to destroy my work. And I literally would do that. That's how real I am. I wouldn't sit up and argue and fight and act like it's, I wouldn't, it ain't none of that. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. But it ain't possible because it's not. I'm literally the first and only person on earth to figure this out. And when I say first, man, for the ancients to have figured it, built the stuff like they did, the Nazca lines, all of this stuff to line up. I know, I'm saying it right now. The ancients, yes, they knew about what I'm talking about. I'm figuring out whether it was the exact same thing or not. And all I'm saying too is improving. If y'all want to believe in anything, right brain or beliefs, if we really do come back here, if anybody's showing that, man, I'm potentially one of them. Straight up. Been here before. And I'm giving y'all this knowledge. But they knew what I know. I'm saying without a shadow of it, I know that they knew what I know, but here I am fixing and retracing everybody back onto the right tracks. And then that's why I say I can't. And it ties in with every culture. It's stuff all over the earth, bro. That ties into that's in stone. That like your favorite, like your favorite teacher has said. They don't believe in the skulls and stuff like that. Man, look here, dude. And that the stone stuff is okay. Well, if we went the stone way, boy, I get everything that you can think of, man. These are the stones in Petra. This is stuff that I don't even be going over and talking about no more. And this ain't no good picture of it. This ain't no good picture. The crown with crow steps. The royal tombs, Petra, Jordan. But anyway, those tombs basically, let me see if this one got it. I don't even think that's clear enough. You can see back here in the background right here. Basically, it's the same exact number of steps, but this is the symbol of the underworld. This is the bottom half of my work. That's what people don't realize. So when y'all talk about portals, all of that stuff, these were carved into rocks, and people wonder where the heck this led to. I mean, but they call them tombs and stuff. These right here, if you put the numbers right in, I mean, it's like a puzzle. It fits right there, literally. And all of them have the exact same consistent number, and that's for a reason. That communicates whenever patterns happen. That's communicating something that's on purpose. They could have stopped at any number, and they chose to put 5 steps, 5 on each side. I was really looking for the Nazca line one to close out and leave. So I could go to it and then flip back to Angkor Wat. That's the North Pole map that I was talking about right there. And when I was saying that, like I said, 0 and 9 are splitting their water on my work, and they literally split at the ends, just like people see right here. Y'all can act blind as y'all want to, but it's right in front of y'all face, man. Y'all can say and make up whether, Mercator made up the map or whatever y'all want to say, man. All I'm saying is I'm showing the facts. That his map could be false. But what I just showed you with Angkor Wat, and they talk about that temple being older than it potentially even is being said. Look here, man. You can't deny that about Angkor Wat. You can't deny what I show you about the Nazca lines. And this stuff was all based on cosmology. That's what I'm telling you. For anybody with common sense knows that they was into cosmology and they built their temples based on cosmological concepts. So all of that, this stuff about Mercator questioning the map, I mean, I get why people question everything, but all I'm saying is, bro, when you look at the facts that I'm showing you, it's right there. And anybody would be a fool to literally argue. I mean, literally, bro. My grandma even said that it even looked like it. Like, I ain't make her say that. Like, come on now. She said that on her own. Like, and then that's why I was like, you even realize it, didn't you? Like, it even looked like it, don't it? Like it, and it's amazing to her because she witnesses, bro. I don't create this stuff based on nobody. I didn't showed her Angkor Wat Temple before. Y'all didn't heard me on here talking about Angkor Wat before. How the hell am I just realizing it now and then coming back? I mean, nothing that I'm doing can be made up. The symbol what y'all see me drawing out is it's supposed to look like that. That's what it's going to look like. That's exactly what it's supposed to look like. The only thing that could get it more exact is a computer. That's it. And it could do it more exact than I could. But what you see me drawing out and how it is drawn out, that's exactly what it's supposed to look like. So anything that's made similar to that's speaking out, bro. That's speaking out. That's speaking volumes, man. This is amazing. So I mean, the splitting rivers right here, if you look at that, think about Angkor Wat. This is the center of Angkor Wat right here. Okay. Now, as far as what those 4 sections from the center, the 4 points, they could be letting people know something about something. I know in the past, once I realized what I saw, I said something about teleportation, anything like that, something with portals. I don't know. I thought about that. When you living in this world, a lot of y'all even think we don't have no proof that nobody could teleport or nothing like that, but they be talking about, look, man, I'm telling y'all right, it's common sense. Some stuff, when it comes down to not having proof about something, you utilize your common sense. Look at the technology and where it's at today. Don't you realize that if they got us using and letting us use cell phones that can find out anything about anybody, find out any information that you never knew, you literally use it to take down the government. I mean, all type of stuff you can use this internet and cell phones for. They got that in the hands of the people. Do you really, really think that they ain't got something? They ain't had a common damn sense to slow release technology, and they ain't got that if we using this technology that's this powerful, that they ain't got something that's more powerful than us? Is he really that dumb? Y'all gotta realize, man, their technology that they got is far ahead of ours and where we at right now, what we catching on to. So what could that mean? I've always told y'all the next step in technology is portal tech. Portal tech. That's what I sum it down to. I call it portal tech. I don't hear nobody else call it that. I'm pretty sure if you type in portal tech on the search engine, something will pop up, but portal tech is what I call it. Portal technology. We looking at screens. We can see everything in HD, super clear. What the heck can be past this besides literally walking through a portal to being exactly where you was at? That's why y'all hear them talking about what's his name? Zuckerberg. He even said that about the metaverse. He even said that in the future that everything is not going, everything is going to be holographic. The phones ain't going to be like we looking at them now. It's going to be holographic. And then as well, one thing that I'm warning y'all about that thought come to mind. Any phone that's going to be holographic, I'm telling you right now, you ain't going to have no privacy. Not like these phones. And these phones really ain't got privacy like that. But holographic, literally. That's crazy. That's number 2, right? See, this is that numerology right in front of y'all face. I wasn't going to say nothing, but look at this. This is numerology right in front of y'all face happening right in front of y'all. I wasn't going to say nothing. Y'all just saw how long my screen was sitting about right here. It was, and I was looking right at it, but I wasn't going to say nothing. This says the 2 block, October the 2nd, 2020. October the 2nd, 2020. This is the 2 block. You see two of them right here, right? And then you see image 222. Y'all can't tell me that that's, but y'all think that's what I'm telling you. That's exactly what talk about angel numbers. I can't make that up, bro. My screen been sitting like this for the longest. You got 2 number 2s right here. That was taken on October the 2nd, 2020. I made that. And then this image number 222. I don't even count my images. So I know that wasn't on purpose. So that let y'all know something right there, bro. I'm always, stuff is deeper than y'all think it is, bro. And that ain't by chance. I know people be about angel. I just did a video about angel numbers and stuff, how people can use it to, corrupt and, for money and things like that. This is showing what I was saying exactly about that. That's the steps right there. I'll show them and then go. But yeah, man, your boy done did it. I really have, bro. And I ain't even done yet. Like once I'm finished, man. And I've been saying that for a long time, I know. But Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, all of those great artists that meant something to history, all of their greatest works took time. Some of them took 4 years to 12 years to finish. I ain't taking no 4 years. I know that for dang on sure. And I ain't allowing 6 months more. I'm telling you. My whole goal is to be done by the end of this year. I came close to it, but I could tell you right now, I ain't gonna film. But my goal right now that I have set is to be done by the 45th day of 2022. If I could finish it by the 45th day of 2022, which is Valentine's come out to be the red day, 45. Okay. 45 is red on my work. What this look like? A heart. Okay. Earth, heart. That looks literally, if you outline these two, it's literally a heart, the earth. All right. February the 14th, I've always said it's not just 4 plus 1 equals 5. It's not just 45, 4.5. It's anything that's 4 and 5. So that goes for 14 because 1 plus 4 equals 5. The number 14 is within my work. If you pay attention to it, it's 14 blocks on the top and 14 blocks on the bottom. See this right here in the center for this one right here. These two, I put them right there. I can't even remember why I put them right there, 0 and 9, to be honest. I think I did that just to, you know, fill in space and show people what I was saying about the lands and everything. I think that's the main reason I did that. But it's 14 of them in actuality. If you take out this 0, and you can see that over here, you got 0, you got 1, and you got 2, and you got 3, and you got 4, you got 5, 6. You basically got 0 through 9, which is 10, and you got which do count, because without these, this is what makes the center of my work, man. Without these center ones, which is creating the circuit, this is the magnetic pull that's being shown right here. This 45-degree pull from over here to over here. It's creating a 45-degree angle from the center point, but that's a 90-degree angle being made from over there. 45 and 90. You can also see that when you zoom in on my work, half of 90 equals 45. And that's why you see the color change right there on the side. You can see 90 right there on the side, on the inside, but it turned. That's the only place where the blue and red meet on my work, is where 90 and 45. That's because it's split in half. Just like you see these two split in half is 1 and 1. Well, you see the blue right there, which is 9 and 0. 9 right there, 0 right, that's 90. Okay. But half of that equals 45. And that's why you see 4 and 5 right there. Literally. Okay. Where 0 is at, across from it, it would be 5. And where hold on. 9 and then 5. Okay. 4 and then, yeah, okay, right. So yeah, you got half of 90 is 45. And those two are right there connected, cut in half, literally. And that's what basically makes the sense. That's what made my work at the end of the day. It made it stand out. Yeah, nobody else on the earth has numbered the numbers of a pyramid based on the square from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, connected them like that. But once I put this 1 and 0 right here in the center, and then this 9 and 8 right here in the center, and pulled them in, and then mirrored the bottom, that's what made the symbol what it is. This right here is the Nazca. Oh, see, nobody else's work as far as the Nazca lines. Nobody else's work can do this that I'm showing y'all. Yes, there are other overlays as far as the magic squares that have been put over the Nazca line, the center of the Nazca line sun star, and they've made their speculations about it. Okay, they found numerical patterns and everything. And stuff like the magic squares, you're bound to find mathematical patterns occur. That's just bound to happen, regardless of whether it's included with the Nazca star or not. But nobody has been able to explain these circles on this, because it's two circles that's on the side of the star. That's what separates my work from everybody else's. They can't explain these two stars, but it just so happens when you take my work and you put it right over the exact center, like you can see right there. I did this last year. That's right there in the center. You can see that everything lines up. These circles is going and hitting 7 and 2. You see 7 and 2 right there, but they're going through and hitting just about where 7 and 2 is at. Okay, as far as those circles. All of these circles are going through the numbers, the number sets, basically going through the 3, 6, 7 and 2, and the 4 and the 5. And the square is made at the 7 and 2. I've already talked to y'all in the past about where this right here is made, 7 and 2. The square is made there. 7 minus 2 equals 5. I've talked to y'all also about the when you cut everything in half, 45 in half and half and half and half over and over again, you end up with 2 on one side of the decimal, and you end up with the last 2 digits being 25. 2 plus 5 equals 7. 25 is also a quarter of 100. 1/4. 1/4 is 1/4. 1 plus 4 equals 5. 1/4 or 1/4 is one corner. Okay. So 72, you got four of those. All right. 7 and 2, better to say 7, because it can be looked at as 22, 27, or 7 and 2, either way it goes. So those you got four of those. So that's right, that's where the square is being made. That's where all of this stuff, the two ball cane. I know that might kind of hit people and throw people off right there, but I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that in there as far as the two and the cane, 7 and the 2, just throwing that in there. But of course, that's the main, that's the inner square being made right there. But another thing right here is the number 9 right here with the Nazca lines. You got the number 9 right here in the center. And this is what made my work amazing. Because when you zoom into these corner points, you're going to get the same exact thing that you see. We inside of this right here, inside of the 0, 9. That's where we're at right now. But if you go to the corners of that outer square, you can't do this with anybody else's work. You end up right back. It's the 0 and 9. Same thing, zoomed again. Same exact thing. And I also realize about that when you count these numbers, it's on the side. 3, 6, and 9 is the key to the universe, right? Well, 3, 6, and 9 is within my work. Number 9 is right here. That's clear. You got 0 and 9, and then you got 0 and 9. 45, all of it, everything is 9 at the end of the day here. Number 9 is at the center. Well, it just so takes, if you follow this square, 0 plus 1 plus 3. 0 plus 1 plus 2, you get 3. 7 plus 8, you get 15. 15 plus 9. Hold on, 7 and 8, you get 15. 15 plus 9, you get 24. 2 plus 4 equals 6. So you got 6 right there, and then you end right back up at 9. All right. So you got 9, 3, 6, 9. 3, because the same pattern will continue. So it's going around. It's literally going 9, 0, 1, 2. Those 3 added up equal 3. 7, 8, 9 equal 24. 6. So it's, and then you end up back at 9 points. So it's going literally 3, 6, 9, 3, 6. So that's literally what's going on around my work. For even if you just want to go beyond the fact that those are the identical same things that you see right here at the beginning anyway. If you zoomed into those, the center point of those, you'll see the same details that you see right here. We just at a higher level, so you can, and I've at a point of where I've done my work, where you can actually see more detail because of the work that I've done. See, I could just draw this out on a piece of paper, just draw out the simple aspect of those that you see, like I did in the past, just those 4. Anybody can put that on a graph paper. But it's something about them Nazca lines. It's something about them pyramids. It's something about Angkor Wat. What's one thing that they have in common that y'all all looking over as well? The amount of work ethic that it took in order to make them, while a lot of people even get on here and have the audacity to talk about them being fake. Our ancestors worked hard. They worked hard. That's one thing that they were showing us. That's one thing that's on the Chicana. One of their points on the Chicana, just like gangs have different points on the damn that stuff is all in the blood DNA. That's why everything that they did, it was negative. As far as gangs, all I'm saying is we need to you can turn stuff that's negative into something positive. That's how we gonna change the world. That's what I'm saying. That's how you gonna change the world, by taking negative stuff that's deemed negative, and incorporating it into being a positive culture, a positive habit. We literally have points on stars for some gangs. I'm not saying no gang that I was affiliated with. I just had homeboys who was affiliated with that stuff on that side. Certain points in the stars mean certain stuff. That's just a fact. Well, the Chicana we went by the same ideology. You got one point on that star. It says, don't be, not the Chicana, because it is a star, it's based on a square. One point on the Chicana is don't be lazy. Don't steal. But don't be lazy. I live by all of those things. I do not believe in stealing. That's why I couldn't stand the thought of somebody even thinking about. I'm too backed on that anyway, bro. Y'all don't understand how many people want to actually work with me because of my stuff. Literally, I mean, people want to help. I can't trust too many people. I got people literally want to help, wish that they was a helping hands. I didn't have to deal with a couple of people even tried to act like they helped me, man. Literally, that's how serious shit getting. And that's why I say everything that I say. I get why why Freemasons keep secrets. That's why I tell y'all on other people play. I don't be here. All of that stuff go through one ear and out the other. When I see people in chat saying Freemasons is this and Freemasons is that, because look, I meet fucked up people outside of the lodge. Straight up. I meet fucked up people outside of the lodge in that chat. It's fucked up people. It's people doing fucked up shit outside without being a Freemason. People who's liars, stealers, without being a Freemason. I don't equate being a Freemason to being bad. And furthermore, this is one thing too. I got one thing that I wanted to share with y'all too. This is gonna cut the bullshit too with this Freemason stuff. And all of this mumbo jumbo y'all talk about out of body. I want you, anybody who hears this, anybody who hears this, anybody who hears this, anybody who hears, I'm repeating it because I want this one to get out about this that I'm saying. To all of y'all who be up on here talking about the Freemasons this, the Freemasons that, acting like you know everything, how about this? Since y'all won't take y'all monkey ass to no lodge with no camera, you ain't bold enough to do that. And you probably say, well, if you got knowledge and you know this much about Freemasons, you know you can't go in the door. You can't, they ain't gonna just let you in. Y'all probably say that, right? This is what I got for y'all. Y'all be up on here talking about out-of-body experiences, right? Right? How about this? Since y'all know everything, since y'all can do the stuff that, because if you're talking about out-of-body this, out-of-body that, you ought to be pretty much well-versed in it. Professional at what you're talking about. Otherwise, if you ask me, you shouldn't be talking about something so serious. But how about y'all go out of body and visit the lodge? Just walk into the lodge. Hey, nobody will know, right? You're out of body. And come back and tell us everything, every secret, what they doing in the lodge. Since y'all really able to get out of y'all body, y'all able to do all of this stuff, there should be no more secrets. Do that. And come back and tell everybody if y'all really about the truth, like y'all say y'all is in the first place. If y'all really about that. Otherwise, I say y'all just talking about out of body stuff and y'all really ain't about it. And then furthermore, you're not willing to do something that's real while you're out of body. You're probably more concerned with doing other nonsense. How about do something that could definitively help the people? Since y'all talk since Freemasons that bad. Cause I meet fucked up people who ain't even Freemasons, buddy. And I mean that. Nobody's capping for them. Nobody trying to save them. I just say they move. I look at them, they move wiser than y'all. They do. Wiser. So much wiser. Cause I look back at it, man, having a good heart ain't going, having a good heart ain't, it's only gonna get you so far. I done drew niggas mamas before. And you'll think that I'd be one of they, it ain't about being their favorite person. It's just about, like a very, very memorable and highly respected person. Probably more than anybody who be around, because ain't nobody took out the time to do that. Ain't nobody took. When you die and you dead and gone, it's somebody who gonna want to buy that picture. You know what I mean? Having a good heart don't get you nowhere is what I've seen in this world. It don't get you nowhere. And that's why I act like I act too, because, man, people wonder why I don't speak to them in chats and stuff like that. Cause, bro, I don't feel right. Once you reach out and you do this and do that, you ain't no telling what type of response gonna get back. After I done drew a nigga mama, bro, I don't, y'all failing to realize, bro, I draw as an artist for money. I do that for a living. I literally do. So for me to take out my time and draw somebody for free, they didn't even ask. Of course you did. That's showing that it's some compassion in my heart. If anything happened to you, I got this love behind it. That's for you, bro. I ain't asked for nothing, nothing. That's called genuine, just being genuine. After you do something like that for somebody, somebody who everybody at that who act like they God anyway, after you do something like that and they act like you ain't did shit, bro, you compelled not to really speak to people like that no more. Because if I can take out my time, I know that if I took out my time to do something like this for somebody, me taking out my time to speak, it might not mean shit to nobody. So what the fuck? It's people, man. I'm telling you, bro. This world got stuff completely misconstrued, figured, and as far as everything that they think that they know. Yeah, think y'all know this, think y'all know that. How about y'all do that? Astral project y'all ass into a damn Masonic lodge and come back and tell us what they doing in the lodge. Come back and do that. Real talk. I don't want to hear that. How somebody gonna be able to bring back the proof they'll still be saying this and saying that? Well, y'all want to hear and y'all believe everything they say about them doing this and that in the lodge. They say that they child molesters. Y'all believe that? I ain't trying to hear that shit. Come back and tell us what's going on in the lodge, since y'all niggas going out of body, doing all of this shit, talking about all of this bullshit. Y'all niggas do that. That's y'all task. Because if y'all can't do that, if you ain't willing to do that and put in that type of work while you out of so-called body, I say you ain't real in the first place, partner. Y'all just bullshitting. I'm real on my end, man. Look here. This here, nobody else can line that stuff, but that hits the number one right there on the target in the center on my work. And I know that this is kind of off right here as far as this paper. Everything is off. But I've tested it with my other stuff because, of course, like I told you, this is where I did the black and white first when I did my eye in black and white. I've advanced it to where I've colored it. So the new color version, everything is more precise too, so you can see more detail. Excuse me. And the fact that I added on a level, and that's why it's been taking me so long, because when you're doing the microscopic level, symbolizing the microcosm, the lower level, it takes that much longer, bro. Those small squares add up. I mean, they take a lot of time, bro. Hours. Literally. So this right here, this 0 and 9 section, this would be up here at the could be viewed at the top / the center, because the center, the top, all of that will look exactly the same. That's what's amazing about my work. And honestly, I would get why the creator would do something like that. Because see, what I've done, the creator, literally God, the creator, that's something divine right there. That what I'm showing y'all is literally divine of God, because that's only God that could had a mind and smarts to create something like that. I just tapped into it. That's just the real truth. I tapped into it. And I know people look at that like, every fractal code is, of God and everything, and we really didn't create them and stuff like that. We just tap into them. And some people look at that as a reason. Well, how come everybody, my walk of life is showing you it is special people on this earth. I'm telling you that now, because ain't nobody else on this earth thought of that. And the last time that it could have been thought about, guess what? It was before something like this was even built. If it was even around, because see, something like this being built, what I'm saying, these things were in it to be in sync with what I'm showing with my work. As far as this right here, if they had a map like I have, shit, they put everything right on the spot in certain spots. Everything underneath us, the water that the oceans that the earth is majority made of. See, I know they say that the earth is majority water. That's because that's what we see, as far as what we see. Um, but below that, everything is land. It got to be land below it. I mean, that's the law. That's the order of the elements. That's what I was showing people. Go back to my work and you look at everything. It's the order of the elements. Everything is color coded like it is for a reason. So when y'all hear as above, so below, that's why you saw me create so below, the same as above, just in reverse. Marley, I don't know what you're doing, but you better sit down over there messing up something. Come on, dog. Zoom out of this mess. Come on. I'm gonna go back to the top up here and click on this because it got the top and the bottom as far as the elements. So when I'm talking about the order of the elements, what I am saying specifically, because I never really broke this down like that, and that's for a reason, because I didn't, it's some stuff, y'all just got to be smart enough to, figure out y'all, legitimately on y'all own. Not to be ignorant, but I want y'all to be smart like I am. You can't look at everything like if he didn't explain this, he must not know. Nah, bro. Or it was done for no reason and he can't explain why nah, bro. If you got a question, you need to ask it first off. Not assume that not assume, just leave it at that. And then second off, if I don't explain something, 9 times out of 10, there's a reason behind it. But like I say, your priority should be asking your questions. But fire rises out of all of the elements. Which one comes out on top out of all of them? If we take some water and we sit it down, Marley, stop, dude. Quacking stupid. If you take some, take every element and sit it in the circle. You take some air, and then you take, you just take a cup, because the cup gonna have air in it, and it's symbolized, it has air in it, literally. Okay. And then you take something of the earth, anything, a rock, some herbs, anything that is earth. Okay. Earthen. Okay. It takes the earth to produce, or comes directly from the earth and stays on the earth unless human picks it up and moves it. And then you take, we got and take water and put it in a glass. The water is going to stay on the ground. The water actually, what it's doing, it's not, water is never, it's only, water is always in a constant motion of going down when you think about it. Besides when it's heated up, water is always not only seeking its level. That's just what you hear flat earthers say. And I'm not saying that it doesn't always seek its own level. It does. But what I'm saying is, when you really think in this, to the purest essence of water, it's always falling down. This motion of so-called gravity is always falling down. It's not until it hits something, that's where it starts to find its level. But if you literally kept, what I'm getting at is that my work is showing you the base that people leave out when they talk about flat earth. So when you talk about the ley lines and all of this stuff, the grid of the earth and everything, you talking about the grid that's below that water, that the Bible say don't create any graven images of below, of what's below, which is what's similar to my work. That's what scared me after it scared me after, and after you find out something like that, where you've been, and that's where knowledge is power, but also ignorance is bliss. Because I created something amazing, but then once I looked into religion afterwards, looked into the religion at a deeper level, I was like, dang, this would classify as a sin that I got on my wall just about. that Mother Herb diagram, because it's literally showing, it ain't exactly what's under the ground, but it's showing basically what's keeping us supported. And that's, I had no ill intent behind doing what I did. Everything I did was to be based on facts and truth, which is what I'm showing here right now. What I'm saying is, if you could tilt your head at a 45-degree angle either way, in this case, I'm going based off of the zero, so you could tilt your head 45 degrees to the left. But what you see is Earth up here. This is the order of the elements. We start off with 0 and 9, the water, okay, the waters, just like he was born from the mother's waters and stuff like that. You got 0 and 9, which is the waters down here on this level. The horizon, like I talked to y'all earlier, the 0 and 9 was even down here in this center line creating the horizon. I showed y'all that. Well, above that, we have land that erects out of the water. Okay. Land erects up out of this water, and that's what the 1 and the 8 is. 1 is literally an erection. That's what it is. 1 is the whole, which is the water, which is the circle below, the earth below, the circle of water that the sun and moon rotate above is the 0. The 1 is the erected land. So is the 8. And the number 2 and 7 are also there. They are air. That's the air that's above the land that all of us have to breathe. I told y'all, if you set all of the elements out, and I left out fire, but if you lit some fire out of all of the elements, which one would be going up the highest? The fire, the heat rises. The fire goes up even higher than the air. That's why tornadoes happen, because they say that the hot and the heat and the cold don't mix, and the hot air ends up rising and the tornado ends up happening. This is a torus field. A lot of people don't get this is a torus field that y'all see me drawing out based on the square. This is the real science, the mathematical science of the torus field based on the 9. Okay. So fire rises, and then you have this mysterious blue, just like the blue down here. That's because that's the watts above, water above, the water above. Okay. All we know is, even when they tell us, when they try to leave the earth when they tell us, okay, they tell us they end up passing a certain layer. They have to pass a layer where it's hot. Even though they say it gets colder, the farther you go up in the air, they claim it gets colder and everything, which of course, being on planes and then looking at mountains and things like that, it's of course believable that it gets colder up there the higher that you get in the atmosphere. But they say once they get to a certain point, they get like the ozone, I'm guessing, but they try to get through it with these rockets and everything, and it's hot. Van Allen belt. It's very hot. Okay. So in a way that could look just like you have air, this cold section, the blue could, it could, I'm not being definitive, because I like everything that I'm saying to be definitive and based on science and be applicable and witnessable. And all I'm saying is, as far as this blue, when I think about the cold aspect, that is kind of synonymous, the cold being on top of the air that we get down here, and the heat being last. But anyway, when I think about this, is really blue due to watts, the electricity that's above. There's things called sprites in our reality, and they produce lightning. Lightning is actually one of the elements that was very much as far as when science has taught us about the creation of the earth and everything, one thing that they leave out is lightning. It was very, very important. Just as much as magma made the land, as they say, which I even just question. But lightning was very, very extremely important. All right. So lightning is the 3 and 6. And in my work, guess what? One thing that's cool that I'm going to do that's going to make it stand out even more, it's going to be amazing. I'm putting light, instead of the square and compasses like I was going to do, I was going to draw it. just regular square and compasses, but it came to my mind. I felt like that'd be too boring. It'd be too boring to do that square and compasses, and then my head in the background, square and compasses. I just felt like it'd be doing too much as an artist. It's a certain way you just got to go by doing things. I just got to do it right, and I like everything to come together smooth. Never look like it's just doing too much or nothing. And what I'm gonna do is put lightning strikes. That's gonna be the square and the compass is gonna be lightning. You know how y'all talk about the god L, electricity and stuff like that. I'm not doing it to symbolize that or nothing. I'm just saying what y'all usually see is lightning, and I told y'all I'm putting the 10 commandments on my work. So in this white space and everything, where on the numbers and everything, as they get bigger, you'll see the 10 commandments being written on my work. You know, all 10 of them coming over there and stopping at the 9. And that's to help people realize that I didn't do this to be worshipped. This is not ever to be worshipped. It's actually a piece of technology. And the meaning of it is to help the earth, to help the people of the earth, whether people believe that or not, man. I can't say that enough, man. Nobody else on earth has done this, and this is answering questions nobody has been able to answer, bro. Can't nobody do this, dude. No scientific, no professor, geologist, nobody's been able to do that, dude. Not no artist, architect has done that. And once you realize what's going on, then it take you to realize I can't make y'all. I can only put the food in front of y'all for y'all to eat it, make it smell good, cook it, let you see the process and everything. But if you choose not to eat it and you want to be starving and you want to be, hey, that's y'all. Y'all get y'all ass bony and starve it in, and just only be messed up about eating a other person fast food, quick fast food that they cook. Okay, just because it tastes a little bit. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, bro. It's nobody's been able to do this, dude, and I'm not bragging. I'm saying that because that's phenomenal. That's amazing. No Freemason, nobody, and here it is, right in front of you. Don't you know how old the Angkor temple is, dude? They didn't. It's not built like that for no reason. Oh man, man. Mm-mm-mm. Amazing, man. Anyway, man, I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop this one here. I know I've been on here for a while, but I definitely had to, talk about this and let this be known about Angkor Wat, because I got my eyes on that very heavy now, because it just helped. Yeah, why I say that, like, it just helped me a lot. It really did, because that's one of the main places that I'll be able to, once I'm finished, because I got to find out where that one is pointing to in the first place. That's a big mystery. That's why I was showing y'all that. Where did it go? That number one. Number one up here. Nobody else can do that with their work. Okay. Not just saying that just to say that. That's just a fact, man. Nobody else has been able to do that. So that's where I'm giving another answer that nobody has been able to give an answer to. I gotta find out where this number, what that number is landing on. I gotta do that, because once I can figure that out, I'm really figuring out the beginning of the code, and that's just the beginning, because like I showed people there, that's the only Nazca mandala that they is focusing on. They not, it's so many other ones but all of them is at 45 degrees. And see, that's where I'm telling people. And by the time y'all start to hear about those other stars, because that's what they waiting on. I'm letting y'all know now ahead of time. This is what I will let y'all know. I'm letting y'all know that ahead of time. That's what's going to end up happening down the road. The History Channel ain't talking about all of those other stars, but you know how they are. They slow release stuff. They slow release information. While they ain't talking about it, they not, because they know that most people don't even know about the very Nazca star that I'm talking about. They don't know the significance of that. So they just giving it in pieces. But while they giving people and got people focused on that, 9 times out of 10, what they doing is studying the other ones as well. Okay. And all I'm saying is that's what's going to be next. Once they got the answers that this one has brought, because that's the main one that they're focusing on. Once they got the answers from this one, that's where they're going to start the series of the next ones. And that's where my work will be being used to help them with that. Because what that is some type of navigation system. That's why you use a compass to navigate. And it's based on 45 degrees consistently. That don't matter where you go in the universe. That don't matter how flat and infinite the earth would be, or whether it was the other way. If it was other planets that exist, if you went to any planet in the world, guess what? That compass is always going to be magnetized. Magnetism is magnetism when it comes down to it at the end of the day. To sum it down, magnetism on any planet will always be magnetism. It might not be the same amount of so-called gravity, but the magnetic pull will always be a magnetic pull, and you would always be directed toward north. Okay, toward the North Pole or something on any planet. That's part of more why I'm telling y'all and showing y'all 45 degrees, 4.5 is a fundamental universal constant. And that is something that scientists is not figuring out every day. They not. Because to be quite frankly, most of them, they figured out all of the fundamental constants, the universal constants. That's how they look at it. Okay. This is some real deal stuff for y'all to be witnessing this and seeing this in real time. Y'all really y'all don't comprehend how amazing it is. I don't think that y'all do. But this is amazing, bro. And there's some great stuff that's in store, dude. I'm telling you, because I gotta get back to work, and I gotta look into that 222. Golly, man. I've been having the burps like crazy today. But I gotta look back into that 222 to see what that all meant. And I gotta count the twos that I saw. I know I saw 2 twos, and then I saw 3 in October the 2nd, 2020. You know, I gotta count all of them twos. So I gotta count all of them and look into that and see exactly what that numerology meant. Cause I just saw 1222 right there when I looked down at the clock. So that reminded me. So all I'm saying, I know that, like I told you, 220, and I don't just go off of other people's meanings and stuff like that. I just like to hear what other people say. In my mind, always, before I ever look into any other meanings, I always have come up to my own conclusion. I know that 220, anytime that I see the number 2, the number 2 usually has to deal with change. So it got me a little confused as far as me wondering what is it I need to change right now. Probably that I need to be focusing on work and getting back to work, to be honest. That's probably exactly what I need to be doing. Not taking too long with this, but getting back to work and because number 2 does have to actually do with balance and going to TO, so yeah. So that's what I get from it right now, but I definitely am going to look into that. But when I tell y'all there's some great stuff that happened, and hey, I might not been on Netflix and Foxes and stuff like that, but hey, we all done did great. I mean, I ain't gonna say we all, but I know that I have, and I don't trip about nobody trying to make that. Whenever I see somebody try to get their shine on a little bit, bro, especially after they call themselves trying to boot me. All that it showed me, man, is somebody is hurt and they really trying to you're just trying to show it. You gotta force it, basically. Your work gonna speak enough To be honest, I ain't gotta ask for fireballs and stuff like that. I just only point out that people don't do stuff or show a certain type of support because I know that if it was somebody who they favored, it would not be the same thing. That's all I be getting at. Show me the same support that you would show your favorite master teacher. If they got my work and they got the going off and showing exactly what I showed, that's all I be saying because it's fake any other way. That's all I'm saying. That's all I be saying. I don't mean no harm at all, period. But all I do know, bro, is it ain't my story just beginning. My story is just starting, dog. It been a great prologue. It been a beautiful prologue, going through this journey with everybody and showing everybody the discovery of this, the building of this. Cause like I told y'all, we on the last quarter. I'm doing the last set of numbers on I'm redoing that side that I started, which is those 7 numbers. I got 7 more numbers to finish. And once I'm finished with those, the whole ring is done. Everything is done. And my face is set to be drawn. I really am like, I can do parts of the face right now. But I'm right now I'm just focusing on touching up all of the other numbers, making sure that they legit so it ain't no looking back. And once I'm done with that, dude, I'm closer than y'all think. By the 45th day of 2022, I'll be through. That's my goal. But I know that by the end of this year, I'm working hard every day. By the end of this year, I doubt that and I don't want to rush it anyway. It got to look like perfection, like an alien or a computer did it. That's what I go for. Alien or a computer. So hell yeah, man. I'm always working, bro. But boy, y'all just don't understand what's in store, bro. It's about to go up. I ain't gonna even say go down, but I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go. Thank y'all for coming through. To everybody, good work, sir. Martin Astor, thank you. I've heard this pro Mason talk before. Interesting catch, whole lot of symbolism already, bro. I ain't seen you in a minute, Diaz. I've heard this pro Mason talk before. Just to address that briefly, bro. I ain't saying that I'm pro Mason, but I'm saying I'm not gonna be a person who's just biased and gonna say that everything that they do is bad. You got to be really egotistical and borderline, I mean, just silly to look at what they do and say that everything is negative and say that, it's nothing to be learned or they not wise men. Cause you ain't going to tell everybody everything that go on in your house. But all I'm saying is for people who is against Masons and people who with all of this new age and believe in their teachers and stuff like that about, get out of, I want y'all to get out of, do that. It just makes so much sense. If you can get out of body, if you're talking about all of this traveling and stuff, you can only talk about something like that if you know that is, especially the way that people is talking about it. You can only go into that and talk about that type of stuff if you know what's on the other side, if you experienced, what's real. So how about you put your powers to use, go into the lodge undetected and tell us and come back tell us the secrets. Since I mean, it's a perfect plan if you ask me. I'm just saying it's perfect. It works out for the so-called non-Mason side perfectly. I'm not being pro-Mason in what I'm saying, but I will say that, it's bad on either side. You got people who's not Masons that's worse than any Mason who ever joined. You got evil people who ain't in part of who's no part of Freemasonry, period. It doesn't take a person to be part of just because you join Freemasons doesn't mean, make you evil. If anything, I say that some of them is borderline dumb. I ain't being disrespectful by saying that. I'm saying that some of them is borderline dumb because they'll join without, take an oath, literally, and what the oath says. It ain't about whether the oath will be done. In actuality, the cutting of the tongue and all of that stuff and crazy, stab through the heart, all of that crazy stuff it's not about whether it'll actually be done, but the something that even symbolizes something like that through what they're saying. You want to be part of something like that. You know what I'm saying? That says enough about somebody. So, I wouldn't say that they are devil. It just shows that they're gullible. If anything, you're able to be led, which is the first thing that they do when they bring you into the lodge. They leading you into the lodge through a rope around your neck, blindfolded. So, I mean, you literally being led. I mean, so that's what it lets me know about, so that's why I say a lot of, and that's why you will hear other people even say that most people who inside of it they low level Masons and they don't even know what's going on. And that's really part of the way true. They're just taking orders at the end of the day. You got some people that's really not too bright that's part of Freemason, but they get certain benefits because of, and that's the reason why most of them join. But and most of them, but like I say, me myself on my end, I never have even at this point, no plan to join, but work with them. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Work with them, dude. These were the people. They got connection. They got all of the connections. It ain't about money with me. I'm trying to build, literally, and that's what they consider themselves. I've been told by Freemasons that I'm more of a Mason than a lot of people who's in the fraternity, and that's why they respect. I've literally been told that, and that's part of why, I watch how I carry myself and everything too. Now the going off and stuff, that's stuff that's got to be retired. All of the going off and you know, yelling and everything when people, make me, because these people ain't even worth me getting, a lot of them, me getting mad, man. To be real, once I really look into the circumstances of stuff, they ain't even worth my time. Most of them, it's just, it's crazy to point that, it's crazy the point that people drive you to, but yeah, all of this, Freemasons don't know everything, about their fraternity, and I'm proving that through my walk of life and what I'm doing. They don't, they don't know everything about their own fraternity, and they do need help. And I'm not doing what I'm doing to help them in anything bad that they do. I know what the core of their fraternity stands for and means. And that's why I'm sticking to the script. And that's why people who are a part of their fraternity will consider me more respectable as far as the walks of life of a Mason than them. When it comes to secrecy and stuff, through my own walk of life, people show less appreciation for people who move for the truth, and they all about the truth and everything. That's worldwide anyway, but people like myself who really out here doing what they're doing, when they get shown no support or little support, I would be lying to you if it'll make a nigga think more about secrecy and being more to yourself. Like, dang, when I'm speaking, people ain't getting it anyway, or they acting like they don't get it, or they listening for foul purposes, for wrongful so what's the point of me speaking out anyway? Maybe I should just keep it to myself. Or maybe it's a wise set of people out here that know how to talk about stuff to where other people won't even be talking about it, and they literally exist. But these are the people who were stonemasons, and before they started all of this speculative Freemasonry stuff, the stone is what mattered, and that's what I'm sticking to, because that's the end goal of my work that people have saw. I'm literally going to be putting this in stone. So anyway, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get on up out of here. I appreciate y'all listening and staying in, man. I'm not meaning to ramble, but I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Y'all stay safe and have a good one. Thank you for coming through.